Kia ora koutou. Welcome everybody to the Alpine Ice Sports and Entertainment Center. My name's Matt Chavez. We're bringing you NZWIHL action today from Christchurch, New Zealand. Canterbury Inferno at home against the Auckland Steel. For those of you that joined us yesterday, this is game 2 of the weekend series. Canterbury winning yesterday in thrilling fashion 7-5 with a very late goal, putting it away for the team in red and also securing the number 2 playoff spot for the season. That also makes sure that everybody is all lined up with their positioning. Wakatipu is number 1. They had a tight game. Fox with a good game goaltending for the Dunedin Thunder women's team. Stopped 47 of 50 shots, but they still went down 3-1. And with that win, Wakatipu takes number 1, and they'll be facing the Dunedin Thunder again on Sunday. And these two teams here, the Auckland Steel and the Canterbury Inferno, will go with the number 2-3 game. Winners facing each other Sunday. We'll give you some times on that later. But the today is, well, it's about a lot of things. Some interesting storylines. Hannah Shields. She will be on the bench today as an assistant coach for the Inferno, but not playing today. She took away the puck for play of the game yesterday and was a big part of the offense for the Inferno, but she's out with a quad strain, so in order to make sure that she can play next week, she's taking the day off. Could probably go if she needed to, but that's the big change for the Inferno. And the Auckland Steel, their story is that they are going to stick with Lachlan Hyde in goal. Remember yesterday, Crump was chased after 6 goals. Lachlan Hyde, in 30 minutes of play approximately, gave up just 1 goal, and that was the 7th goal, which put it out of reach with less than a minute to go. But a very solid performance by Lachlan Hyde made this for a thrilling finish yesterday, and because of that, she's getting a start again today for the Auckland Steel, who really needs some momentum going into the playoffs. Looks like a little bit of an issue on the ice. We saw this earlier. There's a little bit of kind of just kicked around ice from the free skate earlier today, and the linesmen are working on that as we get ready to start action here at the Alpine Ice. Everybody waiting for a bit of a ceremony here. And as soon as we get to that, we will bring you the details and get underway. So shout out to Vanessa on camera. She's now smiling widely. She didn't have any idea I would mention that. And Jackson on the score bug for us. Thank you very much. I'm sure he'll catch that one later, but that is a grin. I don't think you were expecting that, Vanessa. No, she was not. Hopefully we'll get somebody up here as well to have a bit of a conversation later this afternoon. If not, there's a lot of busy people today. It's been interesting. But we'll try and find somebody who will get on the mic with us. In the meantime, Inferno have a game to play here. And while officially there is nothing that can change the standings going into next weekend, they are facing their upcoming opponent and giving them any kind of confidence going into the playoffs is probably not what they want to do here. So the Inferno will be starting Taryn Bruce in goal. Or sorry, excuse me, Justine Berry in goal. And Berry had a shutout two weeks ago, Sunday, against the Dunedin Thunder women's team as well. Margulis had a shutout on that Saturday as well, but gave up 5 yesterday in a pretty good performance, and it was a win. And we are underway here in Christchurch. The Inferno win the faceoff. Kloss takes it across, gains the zone, and dumps and chases. We are underway with action with the Auckland Steel and the Canterbury Inferno. fought for by Hart. Hart was a goal scorer yesterday. And that line is definitely different. Matt Sanford changing up some of the starters today and mixing up a few of the lines. So we'll have to be careful with who's out on what line and see how this matures today. That's Guerin going up the right side. She's tripped up, no call. That puck gets away from her and the Steel recollect into that near corner, and 5 players fighting over it, trying to get it out. The Steel do so. And Murray with it up the left side. Taken away. Great steal by Whitman. And that's passed forward for just a moment. That goes out of play. It was right off Jeffrey's stick, but it was slapped away up into the netting. And it'll be a neutralized face-off coming up in just a moment. Murray and Jeffries to take. Murray winning that for the Steel. McLean with it for just a moment. And now they have to chase into that far corner. Shattuck carrying that all the way around, but kind of loses an edge, and then that's turned over to the Steel. Jeffries has to chase this down to make sure that Richmond doesn't get anything on that. She does so successfully, but turned over, shot in. Barry watches that one go by. And the Inferno break out for just a moment, but that's turned back in by McLean. McLean gains the line, sends it in. Line change going for the Steel. And Neville Lamb not quite able to get on that puck right away, so the back and forth nature passing back. Well, no, it's Malari now. Takes it away. Gets a shot in, but that was off target. Malari kind of skates around to the corner, holds on to it, looking for a dump pass. Leaves it behind for Pasco. Pasco behind the net. Looking for a friend here, but holds on to it, then passes it back to Malari. Malari in the right corner. Moves forward, looking for a slot position, but can't get there. And that's held by Pasco again for a long period of time. She gets to the point, skates around, circles, passes low, looking for a redirect, and almost gets that on net, but Pasco can't get that past Barry. Wide open net, but that goes all the way down the ice. No icing here. And the Inferno get away with one to start this afternoon's action. That's caught by Kovaston at the blue line. Gibbings can't hold on to it. Malari sends it out. Pasco forechecking, and that's passed forward. Vogel's going to collect it for the Steel. 3 minutes gone here, and the Auckland Steel definitely on the front foot as we get started here. Greaves passes it, and then that gets up to Gordon. Kloss with it. Kloss with a shot. Stopped and plays out to the blue line. Cameron with it, and then back to neutral here with Kloss. That was a good shoulder save by Hyde there. Steel collect it, and they're going to work their way out offensively, or at least try to, but that's turned back to Kloss. Up the boards. She's looking for somebody out in front. Hart's there. Looking, and Hart's reception was kind of knocked off there, and she skates away and looking for a line change, but the puck stays in the offensive zone. So Shattuck's going to get around to the point here and hold this in. Watch the puck and send it towards the crease. In and a goal! Shattuck passes right into the crease. The Auckland Steel defense misses where Kloss is, and Kloss stuffs that one home for a 1-0 lead. The Canterbury Inferno take the early lead here against the run of play. And as they celebrate and get everybody on the correct side, or 5-on-5 again, so we can get started. That is the first goal of the afternoon for the Inferno. Shot in by the Steel. That's a good block by Barry, and that goes to the side, the backboards, out to Richmond. Richmond passes it back down to Murray, and that's almost turned over, but over skated. And Gordon with it there, looking to get that out. That's turned over back to Murray. Murray gains the line. She's slowly creeping in, but that puck, that shot was deflected by Shattuck, and it goes to the backboard. Out to Katrina Gordon. She sends it all the way down. She's going to get an icing on this one, so no changes for the Inferno. And some fresh legs going back out there for the Auckland Steel. This will be a good opportunity for the Steel. Trying to get a shot in here and tie this game up with just about 5 minutes gone here in the first. Neville Lamb wins that faceoff for just a moment, but turns it back to Whitman. Whitman sends it around, but Malari's first to the puck. And Jeffries has it, tries to break out. That gets as far as the point. Gordon can't get that out. That's now tipped away. Now Gordon trying to get it out of the zone, but it's taken away by Jones, and Jones just kind of flips it forward. Pasco grabs it, and she brings herself in on side. Good move there. Shot in, and a good shoulder save by Barry. Pasco not quite getting everything on that one, trying to get it a little bit higher, but it didn't get high enough. And that is face-off coming in the defensive zone for the Inferno, getting away with a good shift by the Steel there. Face-off won by the Inferno, but held in at the point. Passed forward, right out in front. Malari looking for it. And good save there, keeping that away. Jeffrey's doing a good job of making sure that that puck doesn't get inside the crease there. And Gordon with a good steal, naring Gordon there, but that comes in offsides as Gibbings was a little bit too quick with it and didn't have the puck. So offsides the call. Tires to Go. Tires to Go is a 2022 sponsor of the Canterbury Inferno. We appreciate your help. Tires to Go. Cost to take. Drop and win for the Steel there on the face-off. And they're going to break out into neutral, trying to get that forward. Heavy presence by the defense up high by the Inferno, causing some problems in neutral for the Steel at the moment. That's been the adjustment after the opening 3 minutes. A lot more presence in the middle third, and it's working so far. Pass into Hart. Hart can't get a shot off. And a 3-on-3 developing, but that puck bounces forward. Turn right back around. Cameron sends it in, and it goes back to Smith, who lets – that was Kloss that let that one go. It's going to be an icing call here because Kloss could have played it, but was still on the other side of the red line anyways. And we bring it all the way back for a defensive face-off. Cedric Express, Elite Medical Courier. Cedric Express, a 2022 sponsor of the Canterbury Inferno. Face-off in the defensive zone. Murray loses that one, but gets it to a teammate. And that puck goes up and into the window there with Murray chopping at it. Vogel getting it across, looking for somebody on the other point, but gets intercepted by Hart. And Gehring comes up with a good wrister up the left side. Well covered by Hyde, and the glove deflection in the back sets up an offensive opportunity for the Steel. Shot in. Hansen not able to get everything on it, and a good poke check getting that away by Cameron. That goes to Shattuck. Shattuck gains the zone. Good move individually, but can't hold on to it. Right out in front, Hyde dives on it, and a good play to stop the offensive opportunity of the Inferno. And a face-off coming. ProNet Safety Solutions. ProNet Safety Nets is a sponsor of the 2022 Canterbury Inferno. Thank you to ProNet Safety Nets. Face-off for Jeffrey. She wins that. Gets it to Shattuck for a moment. That's held in. Shattuck's going to skate back on that, looking for a deflection. She holds on to it, gets it to her teammate, and turned over. Pasco with it, looking for some speed coming up the right side to Malari. Malari sends that low, can't five-hole Barry, and that goes back to the corner. And comes right back out with Gordon. Malari takes it back in as she gets it back, leaves it for Pasco. Heavy shot in. Barry Good stop as that hit her in the equipment, and without giving up a rebound, she snagged it right out of the air, holding the puck and getting a face-off there. No rebound, no opportunity after a good shot by the steal. Face-off in the defensive end coming up. Puck drop into the corner, and the Inferno look to play that out. That's Gordon again, getting it out to neutral to Gibbings. Gibbings holds on to it for a second, but then turns it over. That goes back to Kovison, and knocked around a little bit by the Inferno. Out to neutral. Gibbings with it again. Back to Ordecki, then to Clarkson. And Brooke Whitman's going to hold on to it and skate around for just a moment to get things set up. Tape to tape, but a little bit of a back and forth with Gordon, and it does get out to neutral. Good pass there into center ice, and that is, well, that was a player tackled. I'm not sure why that's that continues on, but Gibbings has to come off and wonders what's going on. Inferno back to neutral, looking to get through here. 3-on-2 opportunity, long shot in, that's left. And held on in the sideboards. 1-on-3, but it does come out to Kovison. Kovison's going to have I think there's another penalty. And I think Hart took one high there, a high stick or something. But we'll see if that is the call. We'll see who's going off as well. It looks like Emma Thorne, I believe. And I didn't catch that. Was it high sticking? Yeah. Okay, Vanessa says it was high sticking. We missed that particular symbol there by the referee, and the power play is on. Jeffries with it in the corner. And the Inferno look to get set up 5-on-4 here. But that's turned over and sent the length of the ice by the Steel. They look for an early change. And that was McLean sending it all the way down, but coming right off the ice. Some strategy there by the bench. Smith brings it in, holds it at the far point, passes it. Sent in Rister, and that's knocked away by Hyde for just a moment. And Neville Lamb gets that all the way out. Puck goes to the other side of the ice. And Guerin with it. Guerin up to Kloss. Kloss holds on to it, leaves it for Smith. Smith with a hard shot in. Knocked aside by Hyde. And that's a good play into the board there. It's getting a little bit more physical, but that was more of the player taking the lead into the board, so no call. And we continue on here, 5-on-4. Kovison comes out, as does Whitman. But they need to make sure there's no shorthanded opportunity here. That goes right into the equipment of, I think it was Kloss. No, it was Whitman that caught that one. And then a shot in on Barry. Two opportunities for the Steel here, shorthanded. And Jones, or excuse me, Neville Lamb having a couple of words with some of the Inferno players as she comes off the ice. 42 seconds officially on the clock for the power play. A couple of discussions by the referee and linesman here. Should be interesting. Don't think there's a call, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, no call indeed. So face-off coming. Won by the Steel. Wristed in. Barry has to let that go. And a shorthanded goal by Pasco with a big deflection off of Barry's pads. And she knew where that was going to be and smashed it right into the back of the net to tie things up. 1-1 the score, with the Steel getting a shorty and bringing us back level. There is still a power play for 37 seconds for the Inferno to see if they can get one back quickly here. Up to Gibbings. Gibbings gets that by. Hyde has to knock it to the side. And they continue play. Pasco with it. Walking it out of the zone pretty comfortably. 2-on-2 opportunity here. Pasco looking again for something, but good defense there by Whitman. And that puck goes back out. Not sure who had that for the steal there for just a moment, obviously, but it was carried all the way around and it couldn't get out of the zone, but then it's flipped all the way forward. That should be an icing, but it is not. It was played just in case by Barry. And play continues 5-on-5. And Kloss gains the zone. Kloss holds on to it, but after just a moment gets taken away from her and they have to reset. Hidvegi was who I was looking for. That was number 3. And we continue on here with Smith gaining the zone. And Smith took herself offside there, and that's going to get the call. So puck not in time, and face-off coming at neutral. Chadwick Building is a sponsor of the 2022 Canterbury Inferno. We appreciate your support. Chadwick Building. Face-off coming. Lyman asking for the Wings to back up for just a moment. Won by the Inferno. Kloss with the effort there, and that gets all the way back to just behind the goal, and still look to move that out. Remember, we're 5-on-5 again, so it doesn't look a whole lot different when the Steel are on offense. Everything's go, but that's right out in front. Opportunity in the crease. Hyde with a stop there, and that stays in with the Inferno. Shot, but that's deflected off of a shin. And that's turned right back to Kloss. Kloss is going to wrist one in, but Hart was somewhere between a shot and a pass there and couldn't do anything with it. Kloss is coming off the ice. Cameron with it. She's going to take it in onside and stays in, so they continue. And now they have to reset. Cameron circles, brings it in herself. 1-on-4. That puck comes right back out. Shattuck with it. Passes it to Jeffries, who then dumps it in. And that's turned over, looking for a pass. A little bit of a slowdown here by the Infernos. Looks like some legs catching up with people here for just a moment, but Jeffries with it and throwing it in. Gordon with a low shot in. That's deflected to the side. Kick save. And Cameron with it. She's knocked down, but nothing doing there. She just can't get the shot off. And that's turned back to Shattuck. Shattuck's going to take a high shot. That's deflected on the way in, and the Steel collect and try to get an offensive opportunity started for them. Hidvegi not choosing to skate there, looking for the long pass. It works out. Shot in on Barry. Malari with a good opportunity, but another good block. Malari just not picking a couple of spots here. She's had some really good quick shots and good angles in, but just hasn't closed the deal yet today. And Whitman with it, takes the puck across the line into the corner. And they fight for it in the corner there. Back to Whitman, right out in front. Gordon takes a shot and can't get enough on it. Hyde looks at it going to her left. Our right, and it stays out of the net once again. Hyde having quite an afternoon here already, following up on her performance yesterday, and proving tough to solve so far. Gordon with a little wrister. That was knocked down. Continues into the corner, holds on to it. Back to Gordon again. She's going to skate that one down and look for, well, let's see, that goes back into the corner. Bouncing puck. Stephanisson with the block at the point, but now she's got to get back. 3-on-2 opportunity for the Steel, catching the Inferno on a line change here. Right out in front, Pasco can't get a stick on it. She really had an opportunity there, just a little bit out of her reach. And the Inferno dodge another bullet as they try to get this back out to neutral. And there it goes. Gordon with it, 1-on-3. She's going to take it across, try to get something on it. Can't get the shot yet, but she's going to try to wrap it around. Hyde was fully ready for that. And Pasco brings that back up the ice. 1-on-2 herself. Pasco gets in and scores. Another good individual effort. Pasco with a quick move by two defenders, taking it by Barry to Barry's left and finding a little bit of a gap as she didn't quite move all the way across the to the pipe. And Pasco buries it, brings it home, and 2-1 the score. The Auckland Steel back out in front. Just like yesterday's, 2 in a row for the Steel in that first period. Guerin with it, takes it through, and just that quickly shot. I didn't know where it was, didn't 5-holer, it was knocked away, but couldn't see it. Shot back in, and the Inferno are right back on it. Kloss with it. Kloss looking, gets it stolen off her stick, sent behind the net. Hidvegi with it, can't get it out. There's 4 players there. The referee considering whether to stop play, doesn't. And the Steel look to break out. Warecki with it, dumps it in as they gain the zone. And the Inferno look to get that back out of their third. And it does go out. Richmond with it at neutral. Yeah, that was Emma Thorne bringing it in onside there, but that's turned over. A lot of good forecheck work there by Helen Murray. Back to Richmond. And then that's going to go behind Barry. Collected by Guerin in the corner, sent back around again. Cameron. And that does finally come out to neutral. Looks for a long pass. That goes to Guerin. Guerin takes a wrister. That gets blocked. She's going to come off the ice. And the Steel look to break out here with a player up the left side. Shot in by Hansen. And then right out in front, 2 good stops, 3 stops, and finally lost sight. Barry with a good stop there. That was a good series by McLean, trying to stuff it home but couldn't do it. Barry got the best of her there, and we stay at 2-1. The score here in the first with just about 2.5 to go in the period. Neville Lamb to take this one. Loses it. And the Inferno gets started. That goes out to Gordon, but Gordon can't hold on to it. Pasco a little too big on that. Then it gets to Pye. Sends it back to Neville Lamb. Out to Malari. Back to Jones, to Malari. Malari walks it in a little bit, looks for a long pass. Probably had a better angle herself there, but chose to pass, and then it gets knocked out. 3-on-2, but it looks like the Steel are going to get to it first. Gordon skating hard, but skates right by, and that puck breaks out for the Steel. Pasco looking for it, gains the zone up the left side, but looking for a pass all the way. No, she holds on to it, and a good shot in, just a deflection. It was a good spot for her to take that shot. It just didn't quite get through the traffic. And the Steel continue here to have the run of play. Malari with it up the right side, looking for a pass, gets it to Neville Lamb, and Neville Lamb's stick gets jammed up there, and that puck goes up and flying into the net here at the Alpine Ice. SB Consultants, a 2022 sponsor of the Canterbury Inferno. Thank you to SB Consultants. Puck drop in the defensive zone here. An important one for the Inferno to win this. Taking a little bit of time. Kloss finally gets that, wins it, and then gets a pass out. There's a bit of an opportunity here for, I think that's Guerin. Takes a shot in on Hyde. Hyde kicks it away. But a good down the ice opportunity for the Inferno, looking for another chance at leveling the afternoon's proceedings. Out to the point, pass to the sideboard. Kloss takes it into the corner, then behind the net, looking for a pass. No, she holds on to it. Cameron gets it. Cameron sends it back in behind the net, looking for a bounce. And then a pass in, and goes right out towards the blue line. It is not held in, and the Inferno have to reset. That's sent all the way in. I will go for It will not go for an icing. That was let go. And the steal looked to get a breakout here, but that's a bad turnover, and Gibbings gets a shot in, but nothing doing. And Gordon with it. Cameron. And a shot that gets deflected off a stick. They consider that one off the netting. Face off to be in the offensive zone for the Inferno with, well, let's see, officially 23 seconds on the board here. So they're going to have to do something relatively quickly to try to tie this up before we go in to the first intermission. Face off won by the steal, but turned over quickly. Gordon with a good pass out to the point. Whitman with a long shot. That's deflected on the way in, and that's going to go all the way down. That is an icing call. And stopped just in time there. 8 seconds on the board for one more opportunity. F45 Training. F45 is a sponsor of the 2022 Canterbury Inferno. Thank you to F45 Training. Puck dropped. That's out to the point. Smith with it. Long shot in. That's not on target. And that's going to probably do it for the period. And there it is. The horn sounds. And the first period comes to an end with the Canterbury Inferno down 1 goal to the Auckland Steel. It's 2-1 the score. Solid play by both sides, but definitely the Auckland Steel having the better of things to start this afternoon's game, taking a solid win in the first period. On the other hand, the Canterbury Inferno probably pretty happy. They're only 1 goal down here, as there were a lot more opportunities for the Auckland Steel that just didn't get put home. Justine Berry with a good afternoon's work to get things started, but did give up 2 goals. So with that first intermission, we'll be back in about 11 minutes after the Zamboni runs around and does its thing. A couple of discussions across the ice. Should be an interesting intermission, and we'll come back and talk to you in a little bit. Now, before we go, a reminder, there is another game on at the same time. If you want to check it out, the Canterbury Red Devils are currently playing at the West Auckland Admirals. I'll be checking and seeing what the score is myself as we go to break here. We'll see you in about 10 minutes. Thank you. Kia ora koutou, welcome back to second period action here at the Alpine Ice Sports and Entertainment Center. We're about to drop the puck and get going on a 2-1 game. Covison winning that, and the Inferno looking to get the game leveled up here as soon as they can with the clean sheet of ice and the long shifts. Pasco with that, sending it back to neutral. Smith holds on to it, passes it to the other side. And back and forth we go at neutral a little bit. Covison with it. Covison gets it out to Gordon. Gordon coming up the right side, passes back. That gets intercepted as it went just past Covison and collected by Stefanisson. Stefanisson throwing it up to Covison. Covison trying to hold on to it, can't beat Jones there. And Covison passes it right out in front. Gordon not able to get that at the goal there. That opportunity goes by. And the Steel looking to break out. Whistle, hand pass called on what was looking to be a dangerous break by Murray. And that gets held up literally, and a face-off coming to neutral. Health Kicks New Zealand, a 2022 sponsor of the Canterbury Inferno. Thank you, Health Kicks, for your sponsorship. We appreciate it. Center ice face-off. And that's won by the Steel. Malari coming up the right side fast and looking for a pass. Holds on to it for a long time, skates in circles. Holds on to it again, passes to Pasco. Pasco can't hold on to that puck as she crossed through the slot area, but still holds on to it, and then that's poke checked away by Kloss. Kloss takes it and gains the zone, sends it behind Hyde's net, and 3 chase for the Inferno. That's Kloss again with it, looking for a pass to Hart, not able to connect there. That was a good opportunity again for the Inferno. Barry has to play that to the side so Whitman can collect, and the Inferno get that out of their defensive zone and move it forward for just a moment. Back to neutral. Pasco takes it up the right side for the Steel. 3-on-2 opportunity. That's knocked away. Good defense. And a pass that goes right to Malari. And Pasco waiting a long time for that shot. And a penalty coming up against, it looks like, yes, it is against the Inferno. Not sure what that call is going to be, but it is a hook. We'll see. It's Cameron going off for the hook there. Didn't see that one personally, but that's the call. And 2 minutes go on the board. The Auckland Steel go on the power play for 2 minutes. Auntie Kez is a sponsor of the 2022 Canterbury Inferno. We appreciate your support, Auntie Kez. Out to the blue line, the Steel hold on to it. Out to Pye. To Neville Lamb. Shot in, that's a low one, and it really snuck in. Barry puts a glove on it, and Whitman's right there, fortunately, because it was kind of bouncing around. And it looks like it was actually Richmond that made that pass instead. Missed the number on that one. My apologies. And then that's going to be Whitman coming off the ice for the substitution. Another face-off here. And it was won by the Steel and held for just a moment. That stays in. Thrown low by, I think it was Harris with it. And we continue to cycle that. McLean pinched up against the boards in the corner. And the Inferno win the puck, needing to clear it here, and they do with a long toss all the way down the ice by Smith, making sure that the Inferno get a chance to substitute here. And that pass goes a little bit too long. Stefanisson with it. Gets it out of the zone temporarily, bounced off the linesman. Kind of a fortunate bounce anyways, comes all the way back down with just over a minute to go on the hooking minor. Pasco with it, gets taken away. Gibbings with it for just a moment. She gets hit hard again, but no call, and we continue on. That is Pasco with it up the left, and she's pickpocketed by Whitman for just a moment, and then that goes into the back of the net. And play continues as they try to chop the puck off the webbing of the net. Out to Neville Lamb. And Jones can't handle that pass. Jones is going to have to collect and reset for the steal. Back to Neville Lamb. Jones. Jones trying to take it through herself. She does, and holds on to it. The Inferno backing into the zone here with just 10 seconds to go on the man advantage. Passed over by Pasco. Neville Lamb shoots it in. You can't do anything with it. That goes back to Pasco. Pasco decides what she wants to do with it. Takes a shot. Funny bounce, but it goes to the back corner. Gibbings throws it back to the point. Neville Lamb throws it back in, and they go back and forth. Gibbings gets it out to Cameron eventually. That was Kovacin in between. And Malari with some good skating moves, but ends up crossing herself up, ends up in the corner, loses an edge. Turned over, Kloss has it. Kloss gains the zone, goes across the blue line, sends it into the corner, and Guerin collects. She's pinned into the corner for just a moment, and Kloss gets it back. And that's sent up the side of the boards and does go out to neutral. But a reset there, and that's brought right back in. Guerin with a low shot. That's kicked aside by Hyde. I think that was Smith with it. Shot in quickly. And the puck's just drifting. Kloss with a good opportunity, but couldn't get it past Hyde. And that puck goes out to Smith to recollect for the Inferno, who's had a good minute of shifting, a good minute's shift here. And the Steel get that one back and look to turn it around. Smith holds on to it. Sends it all the way around. Jeffries is going to try to get there first. She does. And she digs that out. But it ends up with Hidvegi. And then that's passed around by the Inferno. Jeffries is going to get there first. Looking for a pass. Her stick's lifted for just a moment. Shattuck trying to get there, but she's just not quite in the right spot. Bit unlucky for her, as that puck was available for just a moment. Shattuck knocks it back in for a moment. Jeffries can't keep it in. Back to neutral, sends it long. Back to Whitman. Whitman holds on to it, looking for a teammate. Friendly face found. And, well, it's given up there by Greaves. And the Steel end up with an opportunity here. That's passed out. Good defense by Jeffries. Shattuck, good defense as well. But it goes out to the point. Hidvegi with a long shot, but that goes almost nowhere, and Jones has to collect it back out at neutral. Gordon with some interesting defense there. Does a good job of kind of moving people away by just skating in the right spot. And then there's a shot in to Barry's equipment, and she covers up and stops play. Go through our sponsors again. Tires to Go, Cedra Express, ProNet Safety Nets, Chadwick Building, SB Consultants, F45 Training, Health Kicks New Zealand, and Auntie Kez. Thank you all for your sponsorship of the 2022 Canterbury Inferno. Richmond having to skate that one down. Loses an edge in an eerily similar place to where there was a skate edge lost yesterday by one of the Steel players. And play continues on. I think it was Neville Lamb that lost a bit of an edge there, if I remember correctly. That goes up to Pasco. Pasco holds it again in that sideboard, but this time she gets her pocket picked. And that goes right out to Gibbings. Gibbings brings it forward 2-on-3, goes through her players, or through the defenders there. And that puck stays in the offensive zone by a good play by Smith. And then that goes out to the point, and the Steel are going to break out here. Pasco up the left, looking for a pass, but decides to hold it. Stays in and has to recollect it as it dribbles just outside the zone. Brings it back in, looks for a pass, gets it to Malari. Malari holds on to it. Sends it into the corner, but the Inferno are going to hold on to possession for just a moment. And it's sent into the corner and back and forth. But the Inferno do get the better of it and come out to neutral. Again, Guerin looking to find one of her teammates off the boards. Does so. Hart's right up front. That goes back to Guerin. Guerin's onside. She sends it forward. And it gets deflected into the near corner this time. Kloss with it. Kloss follows it. Kloss fights for it and gets that puck back. Good skate, good turnaround. Looking for a pass backhanded. It goes out to the point. And Whitman loses that one, goes out to neutral. And the Steel bench are excited about that. Kloss with it. She's getting ahead of steam going here up the, looking up the right side, but a long pass up to Whitman. Whitman's going to take a shot. An excellent shot, glove save. And Hyde saving the day. That was looking to skim just under the crossbar there. An excellent save by the Steel goaltender. And a 10-player shift and change for both sides with a very fast 9 minutes gone, almost 9 minutes in the second period already. This one's zipping right by. Fought for and thrown back into the back boards. Jeffries is going to collect that puck. Holds on to it. And it's pulled away by the Steel players. And that's Jones with it as she comes through the center of the defense. Looking to break a 4-on-3 here. But that gets pushed up against the side of the boards and handled well by the Inferno defense. Kept in at the point. A good deflection for the Steel. And a good quick move. That puck trickles by. That was dangerous by Murray. Just off target, looking for something to come back in. And just doesn't work out. And then the long shot by Jones gets deflected up into the netting for a face-off. So with just about half this game gone, unlike yesterday's offensive festival, today it's been a tight-fought game between two teams that will be playing each other for the opportunity to play into the championship next weekend. So nobody's giving up any secrets, and everybody's playing hard for this one. The Auckland Steel clearly want to figure out one against the Inferno here. Gordon's going to try to chase that one down. Richmond's going to get there first. Richmond holds on to it. That's pinned against the backboard. Gordon trying to kick that out. And it stays stuck for just a moment longer. Neville Lamb trying to get it out, but that gets held up by Gibbings for just a moment. And Neville Lamb still gets that out to neutral, up to Malari up the right side. Malari trying to do something with it, but she just decides to hold up quickly and then passes it behind the net. Pasco circling, can't get anything on the shot, comes right back out at her and dumps it behind for Malari. Malari's going to sit in the corner for just a moment, look over her options, and those options go away as defenders close in quickly. And Pasco holds on to it, cuts around in the same spot again, and a goal. Just too much time given to Pasco as she chooses her spot in which to shoot. And there's not much Barry can do about that one as Pasco just decides to wait and wait and wait, and then finds her spot, takes the shot, and hits the Gatorade bottle at the top with an excellent goal, making it 3-1. Auckland Steel with a 2-goal lead. And looking the better team at the moment. A real reversal of roles from yesterday. And we'll see how that plays out because of course, the Auckland Steel did a great job of coming back yesterday. And there's a penalty coming up here. Guerin is going to go for hooking. So just when things get bad, they go from bad to worse with 2 minutes on the board. Guerin for hooking. And the Inferno go back on the penalty kill for 2 minutes. with just under 9 to go on the board for the second period. Face-off is won by the Inferno. It stays in, and Richmond sets up. And a shot. Nothing really on that, and it got deflected right back out to Steel players, and then that pass is a bit errant. It's going to go back out to Shattuck. Shattuck holds on to it as long as she can. 1-on-4, but killing a lot of time here, doing a great job with that. And then that's McLean coming right up the right side with a straight effort at Barry, but good defense, gets back in time. And the Inferno, remember, they're on the penalty kill for just a moment. And that puck gets sent out, but it looks like Richmond kept that in. No offsides there. And Harold holds it in the corner. Back to Richmond. Richmond sends that one in with traffic. And that's a good positional save there by Barry in the right spot, waiting for that little saucer to kind of fly in on her. It was slow, it was hanging, and it was going through traffic, but she was in the right spot, holds on to it with no rebound, and critical for that as there were players all around her with intent. Just over a minute to go on the power play. Steel win that face-off. Neville Lamb with it. Back to Jones. Jones holds on to it, skates around, trying to get some speed, and then a shot out right in front. And that worked really well for the Steel, leaving that one off for, Jones leaving that off for Murray to take a slap shot. Good play drawn up by the coaching staff there. It almost worked, but a good quick deflection, and they turned it right back around. And less than 30 seconds to go on the advantage for the Steel. Jones brings it in to Malari, to Jones, back to Malari. Malari walks it into the corner. They switch spots. Malari walks it up the goal line and sends it back to Jones. Stay on the left. Out to Neville Lamb. To Pasco on the right. And that's intercepted right in the middle and goes out to neutral. The Inferno playing that deep zone, working well there. Good movement of the puck by the special teams of the Steel, but the power play is over. We're back to 5-on-5. And Stefanissen's taken down. There is the call. And they're going to go on the power play for a trip, but at the moment it's 6-on-5. Guerin's skating hard here and holding on to the puck, but that is touched by the Steel. And just as Barry was getting to the bench, most skating she's done all afternoon in a very quick way to try to get 6 players out there. She goes right back out in the net. But Jones is going to go for roughing. Apparently, not sure what the hit was exactly on Stefanissen, but she took it hard, and that was called. So 2 minutes of power play time for the Inferno. And Auckland quickly sends it the length of the ice. So the Inferno have to get set up. Smith with it. Smith looking for a long pass. That's deflected. No icing here. Richmond's going to get there first. Flipped up. High stick called. And that's a high stick on, no, I think that's going to get called against the Inferno because it's going to come out to neutral. It was played twice. So we'll see that come out for a face-off. 5-on-4 continues for the Inferno. And they win that face-off. Smith with it. That's deflected back. Whitman to chase. Smith with it. Trying to get things set up for the power play advantage here. It's taken forward and into the corner. Back to Smith. Smith looks for a pass. That's intercepted immediately. Guerin can't get there. Back to Whitman. Whitman looks up. Whitman makes the pass across the ice. Minute to go in the power play. That's a long pass forward, but that's intercepted and sent right back out. And that goes by Gordon. And an icing call, even though that hit Gordon's skate, that is going to go for icing. And that's a no change situation for the Inferno going all the way to their defensive end. And a face-off coming in just a moment. 53 seconds officially on the board for the advantage for the Inferno. Puck dropped and goes to McLean first, but Kovacin holds on to it. And the Inferno gets started here. All the way around to Guerin. Guerin loses that for a moment. Back to Malari. Malari killing some time here. Stick on the ice. I think it's Whitman's stick. So not much advantage at the moment with what is effectively a 4-on-4. And she gets it back. Kovacin with the puck. Harassed by Neville Lamb. Out to Gordon. Gordon takes it up to Guerin. Guerin loses it on the way in. Back to Whitman. And Whitman's going to have to set this up. Loose pass that was going to Kovacin. Luckily, they get that one back. Gordon's going to have to collect this one and try to bring it in. That's going to end the penalty. Not very much going on there on the advantage for the Inferno. And we're back to 5-on-5 hockey. That's brought in 2-on-2. An opportunity here for the steal. Right in front. Did not connect. But that was a good opportunity. And now a 2-on-1 break if they can get it there. But Richmond adeptly gets in the way and is going to draw a penalty. Doing a great job. Can't say enough about Murray's effort there. Not only disrupting a 2-on-1, but drawing a penalty for tripping. And I did not catch who it was that's off the ice for the Inferno. Sorry I didn't get that number. But again, that is a game-changing kind of play for Murray there. Steele collected there on the faceoff. Jones has it. She's sitting at the point, walking it in a little bit, looking for a pass. Malari can't pull the trigger. And that gets dumped all the way down the ice. The top line for the Steele are out, trying to make this one a bit harder to come back from. And this will be a big game-changing opportunity. Neville Lamb passes it forward to Malari, who takes the offensive zone, sits on it, goes back to Hayward Lamb. Out to Jones. Jones sits on it, wrists it in, it's kicked away by a skate. Jones gets it back. Shot in, and that hits equipment right away. There's traffic, and then there's too much traffic, and Kloss got in the way of that one. And then that's passed forward. They gain the zone again. The Steele hold on to it. Looking for another setup as the Inferno, they're a bit spread out on this zone with players going all the way out in the board, but Murray right out in front looking for this one. Out to Malari. Malari takes a shot in, hits Murray in the chest there. And that just bounces around. Pasco's got it. No real pressure here, looking for the just the patient game. And that actually hit Stefanissen's stick on the way in, and that was luckily for that. It didn't get on goal. Neville Lamb shot knocked away, and that's going to go all the way down, allowing for a change. Kovacin back out for the Inferno. 20 seconds to go on the Auckland Steel advantage here. Hidvegi with it, takes it, gains the zone. And the Steel look to set up here with McLean down low. She's backing her way in and doing a really good job of keeping traffic out in front, but that does end the penalty. It was Gordon that took it, and she's back out immediately, staying out on the ice. Now she's got an opportunity coming up the right side. She's going to go quickly, and that gets knocked away, but it is passed forward, and Hyde does have to make a stop on that. And a good outcome, getting an offensive faceoff. A couple of good opportunities for the Steel, but they can't get anything up and close. And a good penalty kill for the Inferno, keeping the Steel off the board. Still 3-1 with just under 2 minutes to go in the second period. The Inferno trying to hold that one in. They do for just a moment. Kloss has it. Kloss in the corner. Kloss to Guerin. Guerin holds on to it. Back to Kloss. Back into that corner to Cameron. And as they cycle it behind the net, it does come out. Held in at the point. Good play there. And it goes back out to neutral. Kloss with it again. Kloss getting harassed here, and Cameron going to have to hold on to it. That's Murray coming up, trying to have a physical presence on the puck. And the steal getting a turnover. Guerin holding everybody off. But a pass right out in front, and a couple of Steel players charging in. Cameron watching the puck there, but was in the right spot to play that. Back to Murray. Murray flips it over, and a shot. That's deflected away by Barry. We continue on here with Hidvegi with it. Behind the net. And it looked like it was McLean that just couldn't pull the trigger on that, but had a good opportunity for the steal yet again. Hidvegi taking it forward up the right side, looking for Hansen or McLean. Can't find either of them there. And Kovison with a good move. She's knocked down with a hip check. And Hart takes it forward with the period ending. And that will do it for the second period of action here at the Alpine Ice. Canterbury Inferno giving up 1 goal in the period. 3-1 the score. And the Auckland Steel with a precarious 2-goal lead, looking to close out a win here this afternoon. We'll see if they can pull that off and they can split the series, or if the Inferno have some goals left in them and will carry some momentum forward. We'll see how that goes. A couple of discussions again with the coach and the linesman here. And we'll see how the ice conditions go as well. That's going to be an interesting one as we come back for the third period. So one more period of action in the regular season for the NZWIHL. We'll be closing that one off and starting the playoffs next week. But we've got 20 more minutes to see how this one finishes up, and we'll be back to share that with you in about 10 minutes. Take care, everybody. We'll see you soon. Kia ora koutou katoa. Welcome back, everybody, to the third period, the last period of the regular season for the Canterbury Inferno as they get ready for the upcoming playoffs next weekend. We're about to drop the puck on third period action here at the Alpine Ice, and we are underway with the Auckland Steel grabbing the puck early. Jones with it, taking a shot on the fresh ice, but it gets knocked away, and that's going to be a holding or a hooking call coming up. Gibbings is going to go for this, but that's not really her fault. Short of letting go of her stick, that was a veteran move by Jones, and I think she sold that one holding on to the blade there. 2 minutes. I'm allowed to say that, actually, Vanessa. I can say it. It's my opinion of what I saw. The referee is correct no matter what happens. Let's just make sure. Vanessa's working our camera today, so I wanted to say thank you one more time. She's smiling ear to ear because every time I mention her, she doesn't expect it. So there we go. Face off won by the Inferno, but the Steel get it away and hold on to it as they start their power play. 5-on-4 for 2 minutes for the hook as Gibbings goes to the sin bin. It's out to Richmond. Richmond throws it forward, and that's knocked aside by Barry with a good save and a big rebound as that goes back into the corner. And that's going to get knocked out to neutral. Guerin with it with a good quick first step and a shot. Almost a shorthanded goal there. It's just an opportunity that goes by, but it kills a lot of time. And the Steel try to get reorganized here. And Kloss knocks that away, killing further time, allowing for a shift for the Inferno. And the team in blue takes an entire shift as well outside of Richmond. Neville Lamb sends it forward. And Cameron avoids the penalty even though she was sure that it was coming. You got to keep playing there, but it turns out it was not her fault that there was an edge loss. There's a lot of bad ice right where that happened, and it was deemed to be incidental. And the Steel continue with their rotation on the outside, although there's a bad pass there, and that's going to go and cause a trip. And doesn't matter whether it's a stick or a body, you upend somebody and you go for tripping. And that will be Neville Lamb who was guilty of that one. Evening it up for 4-on-4 action here for 28 seconds officially. And then after the 28 seconds, the Inferno go on a 5-on-4 for what will be 92 seconds. Trying to get this back off of a 2-goal lead for the Steel. Won by the Inferno here. Remember, 4-on-4, so no advantage for a little while here. Just a lot of open ice. And knocked around in neutral for a little while here, but that does come in the zone for the Inferno. Kloss looking for it, but Jones has it, and Jones is going to skate and then retreat behind Hyde's goal and is harassed by Kloss, and effectively Stefanisson getting in the action there. Kloss can't keep it in. That's turned over, and it looks like Jones is going to come straight up the middle here for a shot. Missed the target there. Barry watches that go by her right side. And the Inferno are on the power play. Kloss brings it in the left side, dump and chase. Pasco trying to get to it, but it's Hart first, or Gibbings first, who's out, and the shot in goes just to the left. Kovacin, shot, missed the target, jammed it around, third shot, still no luck. Cameron with it out at the right point. And the Inferno trying to get everything at it. Trying to get something by Hyde here on this power play. 4 shots so far, and looking dangerous. Pass to the left. Whitman with it at the point. That's deflected off skates. Cameron keeping it in away from Pasco, doing a great job. But Pasco does eventually get a bit of tape on it. Whitman's going to chase that down, and the Inferno have 26 seconds on this man advantage to get something started and cut this lead in half. Gordon with it. Gordon skating hard, passes it across ice to Hart. Hart can't hold on to the puck, gets off the tape and turned around. And as that's passed in by Kloss, that gets sent back by the steal. And that's going to pretty much expire this penalty. Kloss is going to go straight up the middle here with a 3-on-2. And goes to the left, takes a shot, rings the bell a little bit. I don't know if that caught the post or not, but it was pretty close. And Neville Lamb comes right back with an opportunity. And Bruce has it for just a moment, and she has it again on the sideboard. Sent in low, goes behind the net, and that goes into the near corner. Neville Lamb with it. Vogel at the point, trying to hold it in. She's in the wrong spot, and that does go to neutral. Gordon's going to have an opportunity here. It's 1-on-2, maybe 2-on-2 if Jeffries comes up looking for the pass, but she can't get around on it and can't get a pass, so that puck goes just behind the net. Jeffries does collect it, sends it out to the point, but that's intercepted. And Bruce helps get that forward up to Murray. Murray goes up the right side with a bad angle, but takes a shot anyways, gets Barry to hold on to it. Murray skating well away from the goal at the time she took that shot, but it was effective enough to get a face-off, and Murray's there to take it for the steal. Back to 5-on-5 hockey here, so everybody's equal again. Penalties are served. And a shot in on Barry. That was close by Pasco. Out to the point, out to the top. Another shot in, two of them. Everybody falling around it, but not quite getting anything on the shot and not challenging Barry too much. She was in a good position and just had to watch that one come in. And there's no icing on this. So not sure if there was somebody could play it or whatever, but didn't see it. And then we continue on. It may have been waved off by the goalie, you don't know. This one's going to go, and again, not iced because in this case, the Inferno are there first. Kovison with it now. Good skating by Gordon to negate the icing. That's out to the point, shot in and knocked around, but nothing doing it off the glass. And Wardecki has it. No, she doesn't. That's off to Whitman. And Smith, then to Gordon. Gordon shoots into the corner, off to Whitman. Whitman passes. Gibbings sends it around, but it goes all the way to neutral. Smith's going to collect. And looking for that outlet pass. Good choice off the wall there for a good pass. And then Gordon's going to get it up the right, takes a shot, misses the target. But a dangerous one nonetheless. Gibbings holds on to it, pushes it into the corner. And play continues with the steal holding on to the puck just a little bit. Neville Lamb with it. But she's going to lose it to Gordon here. Gordon sends it back around the net. Kovison tries to collect it. She does. Gets it out in front, but nobody home. And Pasco's going to get it, looking for a long pass. She holds on to it as everybody backs off. Takes it in the left side, gains the zone, coming in the left side, trying to skate through. Gets the shot off, but Barry had herself pinned against the pipe there, and a penalty coming. And this one's going to go against the steal. Don't know if Barry's going to come off. She just got the message just as the whistle happened. An elbowing call, something you don't see very often. Sophie Harold going to go off 2 minutes for the elbow. And another power play, giving the Inferno another chance to cut this lead in half, which they need to do fairly quickly with 7 minutes gone already. Getting one back here is not essential, but it's important and starting to get urgent. Face-off won by the steal. Murray with it, takes it out of the zone, gives it up. And the Inferno set up. Guerin skating very quickly. Clearly the fastest person on the ice. But that gets tripped up. And Guerin is offside and then played it. Fortunately, that's not going to be an intentional offside, but Guerin stops play by making contact there, and offsides is the call. Auntie Kez, Health Kicks New Zealand, F45 Training, SB Consultants, Chadwick Building, ProNet Safety Nets, Cedra Express, and Tires to Go. Thank you all for sponsoring the 2022 Canterbury Inferno. Puck goes back to Whitman with 1:25 on the power play. She sends it backwards to Smith. Harassed by Neville Lamb. Neville Lamb gets a hold of the puck and is going to kill some time here. That goes back out to neutral. Jones with it. Jones skating through that tumultuous area of ice where they just did some repairs. Did a great job, but lost the puck. That's going to come up the right side. Gordon's got it. Gordon can't get a shot off. Looks for Gibbings. Gibbings passes it, but that goes out to neutral because Shattuck wasn't in the zone yet. And they take it back into the zone. That's offside as the stick maneuver by Cameron got a little bit ahead of Gordon, who now comes off the ice. And we're going to have another neutralized face-off. Claws to take with 47 officially on the clock here for this advantage. 5-on-4 for the Inferno. Steele holding on to this one. Pass forward to Kloss. Kloss gains the zone, comes up the right side, looks for a shot, gets deflected on the way in. Player down. Kloss holds on to it. Out to the point with Shattuck. Shattuck holds it on the blue line, passes it back to Kloss. Kloss dumps it. Gets it back almost, but that's intercepted in just the last second and then sent all the way back down the ice. Good play by the Steele there. Cameron to collect this. Neville Lamb back out and chasing with a little bit of a forecheck. Dumped forward, and it was an effective one because it's going to cause a reset, and that ends the penalty. And Harold comes back on the ice. She stays out. So 5-on-5, and the Steele are back to full strength. Up to Pasco. Pasco's going to gain the zone. Skates across and gets intercepted again. This one by Stephanison. Stephanison in that corner. But Neville Lamb doing her best to kind of get that possession, but she can't do it. Kovason's going to come up the left side. Gets two players on her. It goes all the way around to Guerin on the sideboards on the far side. And as that puck kind of trickles behind the net, just no real dangerous shots yet by the Inferno. Not since that power play, the first one, where they had 4 good ones. It hasn't really matriculated into an opportunity since then. Just a lot of offensive zone play. We're still waiting for something dangerous, and the Steele being very patient here with half the third period gone now, trying to break out in an organized manner and not do anything undisciplined. And they're doing a good job of it so far. 3-1 the lead for the Steele. That's turned over quickly to Gordon. Shot, and that goes over the crossbar. Out to McLean. McLean's got it. Passes it to Jones. Jones comes in on a straight line. Hits Whitman in the skates there, and that goes behind and back out to neutral with the Steele trying to get things organized again. Vogel plays that into the corner. Looking to just move that out. A couple players in their own way. And picked off by the Inferno, but it's at neutral, and that's slapped around a little bit. That's going to go all the way in. Should be an icing call here with Whitman collecting the puck in time. And that's going to send Bruce back off the ice. And McLean back on for an offensive opportunity for the Inferno. Clock winding quickly here and looking for a good opportunity. Whitman with a one-timer misses, and that's turned over. Jones with a good move individually. She kind of loses the puck, though, defensively. Cameron there, and Shattuck doing a great job keeping her off the ability to shoot. That goes out towards the blue line and collected by the Inferno. Out and all the way down, looking for an icing. They're going to get it as Emma Thorne skates that one back, gets the icing call, and that's going to make it a defensive face-off coming up for the Inferno. Officially, it's 8:16 on the board. Not sure what it says on here. 8:14, 8:16, and time's ticking for the Inferno here. Now, they are playing carefully a little bit and playing with the lines, but they still want to make sure they hold that momentum as they go into a playoff game against the Auckland Steel coming up here next weekend. And I promised times I will get those at the end of the game here to make sure that you know when that action is going to happen. It will be streamed, of course. Pasco with it. Shot and a goal. There was a player in the crease there with Neville Lamb right out in front of Barry, but not close enough. And Pasco is going to take that shot every chance she can. And a solid shot goes behind Barry, whistling by her right ear. And that makes it 4-1. The score for the visitors, a 3-goal lead. And this one's looking a little ominous for the Inferno, as the Inferno try to get their 4th win. And that goes out to Kovacin coming up the left-hand side. Shot in, and just off the blocker there. And it skidded just over the crossbar. That was a good offering by Kovacin. Not quite enough to beat Hyde. Hyde looking excellent in this game thus far. Beaten just once, and just once yesterday. Looking like a solid option here for the Steel. Gordon with a shot. That's deflected. Stephanison not able to get onto that puck. And the Steel continue forward with it, but they dump and chase with the option to clear everybody out, and they do. And the Inferno looking to escape their back third. Thorne throwing that back through. And that's going to break back out to neutral as the Auckland Steel holding control here. A 4-1 lead. Trying to maneuver their way through this last 6+ minutes of action here at the Alpine Ice. This split and this particular game, of course, does not change the standings. The Inferno will be the 2 seed. Shot! Kloss with a hard angle shot in on Hyde, and Hyde was up to it, gloving it and stopping play. But to continue on there, the Inferno will be the number 2 seed, which means that, well, simply they're the home team, if you will, in Dunedin when they play in the playoffs against this same Auckland Steel club. And given their weekend split, if the Inferno can't come back here, that will give a lot of confidence to the Auckland Steel, and we'll basically have had a 2 out of 3 game series with Game 3 coming up Saturday. Back out to neutral and sent in. Shattuck kind of sweeping at it. And Shattuck gets it back. She goes right towards the goal area, but can't get anything as far as a shot's concerned. She just gets her stick held up, and the Inferno reset their offense here. Back and forth. Pasco trying to get back on side. She does. She collects it for the Steel. Pulls it into the corner, but gets stolen away from her. And the Inferno kind of just dump it back to neutral, trying to get something going here. Gordon with a chopping at it. And then the younger Gordon pops out and gets a stick on it for just a moment. The Steel get back on side. Neville Lamb, a one-man show back there, or one-woman show, should say it the right way. And a shot and a deflection. That was Vogel flipping it into Wardecki. And Barry gloving that, holding on to it, and getting the stoppage of play. Just under 5 minutes to go this afternoon. 4-1. The Auckland Steel out in front. And the Inferno searching for offense here in the remainder of this game. They've got to get something going here to give a charge at trying to get this one back. 3 goals down. Steel hold on to that puck for a little while, and that's passed around. Gibbings trying to collect it. That hit her in the skates. So tough pass to get. And that's turned back to Neville Lamb. She tries to jam that back into the corner, but instead it gets flipped back out of play. And we're going to have a face-off in the zone. That should be, that was thinking that was a neutral ice option, but I guess not, based on it came off of an Inferno player. So defensive zone face-off. Kloss gets taken down, kind of spun around as she fought for that puck in the face-off, and turned back by the Inferno. 2-on-3 option here. Up the right-hand side. That's Hart with it. Hart had a goal yesterday as well. One of the younger players ever to score in this league. Maybe the youngest. I have to check that. But it was amazing. Smith with a shot that's blocked off a skate. It's going to come all the way back. Stefanisson skating hard to get there, but it's not going to be an icing. She's got to collect it and send it around. She hits it around the boards, and that just goes to Pasco in at the left point. Pasco holds on to it. Smith chases Pasco, and that goes right out in front. A dangerous puck for the Steel, but they can't get a shot off. And that's going to get knocked aside and into the corner. Pasco sitting at the point, waiting for that to come in. Passes it to Jones. Into Murray. Murray overskates that one, trying to get a shot. And then into Barry, and a shot. A great backhanded shot by Pasco. Definitely showing a lot of skill there as she passed in front of the crease. Got a piece of the puck, flipped it backwards, and a fantastic goal, making this one 5-1 as the Auckland Steel smashed the door shut and close this one out for a split here in Christchurch, setting up what will be a very interesting playoff game. And McLean's going to go for what could be a trip here. There's definitely a penalty coming up on the Steel. It looks like it's Hidvegi that's going to go off. I believe that was a trip, but not positive what the actual call was. It looked like it. Couldn't tell if it was a slew foot or just kind of a yanking a skate with the stick, but definitely going to be 2 minutes. And a bit of a line mix-up here for the Inferno. Shattuck back out, which was the change. Gibbings passing that out, missing Cameron. That's going to have to be reset. So this will be an important 3 minutes here to get the Inferno power play going. Give them a chance to get something past Hyde and get some confidence going into that game Saturday. Back out to Cameron, waiting to take that shot. Dangerous one in. Hyde up to the challenge. Not sure she saw it until it got right to her, and Cameron's got to go collect that. Smith brings it in the zone. Gibbings with it now at the point. Gibbings kind of whiffs on it. Shot in, bounce. And Cameron sends in a slap shot. Gets knocked around. Gordon gets knocked down again. Yesterday she got a hit late and took a penalty for the team, but in this case, nothing of the sort. Just in the very physical area right in front of the mouth of the goal. And that's won by the Inferno. Guerin trying to get a shot, couldn't do it. Whitman missed the puck for keeping that in, and then we have to reset. Guerin throws it in. Jones collects it for the steal. Remember, that looked like it hit the net, but we play on here. And Smith takes a shot, and that goes into the corner. 40 seconds left to go on the power play for the Inferno here. 5-1 the score. Not going to be enough today, but definitely looking to get something figured out, as their playoff opponent is doing a very good job of shutting down their offense. $20 seconds to go here. Back out in the middle here. Guerin brings it across the line. Guerin shoots. That hit Hyde in the face, but it bounced away, and that seems to be the luck of the bounce today. It's all Auckland steal. Back to even strength on the ice. Guerin up the left side. Guerin looking, gets it swatted away. Richmond knocking that to the side. Now Pasco has it. And the Steele holding on to possession here, trying to get out of their defensive third. Calm and collected, and they do it. Hart turns that one around, trying to get in the away from the steal. A shot in and high, and 30 seconds to go. Richmond with it. Gets it to Shattuck. To Hart, back to Shattuck. Over to Cameron. Cameron trying to get it out of the zone, and does so. It's going to go, but not for icing. It's all the way down, but Jones to collect it for the steal. Gordon trying to pull it away. Neville Lamb passes it forward, and that's going to do it this afternoon. All the way back in. It won't be time. That's the horn. And the Auckland Steele return the favor with a road win here. 5-1 the final score, as they take one at the Alpine Ice from the Canterbury Inferno. Solid outing for the goaltender. Lachlan Hyde just giving up one goal, and after the change yesterday, she only gave up one goal in the second half of the game. She is definitely the hot hand right now. And the Canterbury Inferno have to figure out how to solve Lachlan Hyde if they're going to get through the playoffs for a rematch with Wakatipu. So, I did promise you times. If I do have them here, we'll figure it out. There's a lot of paperwork, but we'll see what we can do here. Now, actually, I don't have it. Apparently, I did, and now I do not. So what I do know is the format of the tournament, as we wait for the ladies to get lined up here. The format is 2 and 3 play each other on Saturday, as do the 1 and 4 teams. And the winners and losers play on Sunday morning or Sunday afternoon, as the case may be. So the 2-3 game will be these two same squads. And they'll be playing at the Dunedin Ice Stadium in Dunedin on the 25th. So what you want to do, you've already found the NZWIHL website, or you wouldn't be here. So just check that for the schedule. If you take a look at the game center, right on the schedule, it'll tell you exactly what time. And you can set yourself to subscribe to the NZWIHL channel on YouTube, and it'll tell you when the games are coming up. Those streams will be available. And we're going to give out players of the game. Richmond's going to get this one. And being handed out by Hannah Shields. Yesterday's winner for the Inferno, and today it goes to Gordon. And that is, of course, Neris Gordon. Didn't know this, but Katrina Gordon also plays. That is a mother-daughter combination. something you don't hear very often. You often hear siblings, cousins, always cousins or brothers or sisters or something, but not often a mother-daughter combination. So pretty neat to see there. So that's going to do it for us this afternoon here at the Alpine Ice in Christchurch. Final score, the Auckland Steel 5, Canterbury Inferno 1. These two teams will face off next Saturday, and we'll see you online for that stream, or come see us in Dunedin and check out the action in person. Thanks again for joining us. The NZWIHL on YouTube. My name is Matt Chavez. Thank you. We'll see you again.